There he is. Right out there in the middle of nowhere by himself. Right there. That's the bull. I don't know. I think he's gay. I don't know. I ain't quite sure about him yet because he's over there by himself. And all the cows are over here on the other side of the fence. On the other side, right over in there behind, right there. A bunch of them there over underneath the shade tree. He's sitting there all by himself. He's always kind of away from them. Those are all the cows and the calves and everything. And he just seems like he's always over here by himself in the pasture. He's actually on the other side. He's in the yard on this side of the fence. They're all out in the pasture on the other side of the fence. So I don't know. He just, I don't know about him. What y'all doing, folks? My neighbor's got a gay bull. Oh, how we all doing today? Let's see. Let's go back and say hi to see who's first today. Bam Bam. Bam Bam's first. There we go. No, wait a minute. Brenda. Brenda Jackson's first, saying Bam Bam hi. There we go. No, wait a minute. Bam Bam was first. Bam Bam, are you ready for inspection? Just kidding. And then Brenda would say, okay, Bam Bam was first. Brenda was second. Brenda's third. 7 folks here and only 1 like. Yeah, what's up on that, folks? Oh, what we got here? There we go. 66 and 28 likes. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Brenda Jackson, then Bam Bam. Hi, Madam Brenda, I have a short video of the micro muds being very rowdy this morning. I should send the micro muds. I don't know. That mud pigs, no, like what's mud pig? He calls his the piglets. I think they call the piglets or something like that. Let's see. Absolutely. Let's see. John says, Stan, how are you doing today? I hope you have an amazing day today. I'm having an amazing day today. How you like that, John? I'm having an amazing day. Your wish is true. Your wish is come true. Yeah, it's a beautiful day today. Supposed to get up about 87, 88 degrees today. Tomorrow's 89, and Thursday's supposed to be 90, and then it's supposed to drop back down. A little bitty cool fronts coming through. And drop it down this weekend about the 80s, I think, something like that. But then next week, get back up in the low 80s, I think, all the rest of the week, next week, something like that. Not quite sure. Let's see, Brenda, Bam Bam, are you so full of it and getting Bam Bam, they are so full of it and getting big quick. Don't know what all that's about. That's their private conversation, apparently. Loretta, hello Loretta. Bam Bam, yes, they are at it for over an hour this morning and climbing on everything and have 2 from the other litter. Oh, must be talking about puppies or something. I don't know. Getting a big for their bitches, the bigger kittens. Oh, kittens. Okay, not pup. There he goes. All right, hold on. We got action here. The bull's, no, he's stretching. He's starting to walk. I think, no, he just moved 3 feet. Yeah. He thought about it. But then, nah, it ain't worth it. I don't blame you, bull. I don't blame you. Them women. Yeah, I don't know about them. I'm gonna stir up a whole bunch of stuff today, you know. Mercy. Let's see here. Baby, how are you doing today? Hope you. Yes, they are. Did you get the big bit for the? Bam Bam and Brenda are just having a full conversation here about the kittens. Yep. Bam Bam, I'm going to go through that. There's the mount. They're all up there mounted. Now it's just the show. The panels are mounted and the cables run inside, and that's it. I don't have the whole system up and running. I have the panels are mounted. Okay, I'll get to that in a little bit. Didn't Stan say he's putting 8 on the bus? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All 8 of them up there. 3080, 3,280 watts. Of course, it's flat mounted, so I'll probably get around 25. 22, 25, somewhere in that range, okay? 2 sets of panels are for each solar controller. Yep, I'll explain all that in a little bit. Hello, Stan, what's up this afternoon? Not much. I'm gonna show you the panels, and then I'm at an impasse. I've been thinking about it, and we'll get to that too. I was trying to figure out, what do I do next? What's my next move on what to build on this bus? Do I start putting cabinets in? Do I start putting the water system in? Do I put the floor in? Do I put the walls? What do I do? You know, so I'm trying to scratch my head on what to do there. And I think I've made a decision. We'll get to that. Okay. Let's see. Hello. Let's back them up here. There we go. That works better. Okay, yeah, okay. Brandon, 2 sets of 4 panels for each solar controller. Yeah. What's up this afternoon? Let's see. T-minus 2 minutes and counting. There you go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Keith. And hello, Sue. Dwayne, how you doing? Dwayne, cough. Dwayne, you sick again? He just says cough, so maybe he's down under the weather again. I don't know. B Forrester, hi. Kay, hi Stan, how are you and the cows? I'm doing great. The cows are over there chewing their cud, and the bull is up snorting around thinking he might go over and get lucky. I don't know. Let's see. Townbaum, good morning. Race Terry Blue, LOL. Eek. Dwayne, eek, Stan, shave that stuff. Yeah, I'm letting it grow, ain't I? I'm getting a little scrubby. Yeah. Pride Man, good morning. Diane Ross Green, morning. Wesley Miller, good afternoon, Stan from Northern Michigan. There you go. You up there with Kim at the compound? The Michigan videos are completely over now. Yesterday's video was the last one for the upper Michigan. For now, it's just all going to be live streaming. Okay. Those are just videos that I made when I was up in Upper Michigan, and I kind of stretched them out over a few weeks. David, hello from the beautiful state of Michigan. Have a blessed day. Linda, hi from Illinois. Illinois. Justin Henry, hello from Ohio. Race Terry Blue, Michigan here also. Cindy from Kansas, there you go. Ray Bertelson, Ray Bertelson. How are you doing today, Mr. Bobblehead? Nice videos from the EP. Kim Wiseby, hi from the UK. Hello to UK. I can't have anything. I don't know how. Sometimes I can do accents and sometimes I can't. Shiny Penny, hey y'all. The one, Stan, the bus is looking great. Hello from Sarasota, says Brad. Justin Henry. Yes, Loretta Lynn died last night or this morning. She died in her sleep peacefully, 90 years old. A woman had an interesting life. She did. She had a very interesting life. Started from nothing in a dirt poor, and became country music royalty. Good evening, Stan from Gainesville, Georgia. That's John. Ray Burleson, glad to see MPT is streaming a bit again. Oh, Mudpig is streaming a bit. Okay, I talked to him a week ago, maybe something like that, and he said that he hadn't been streaming simply because he's just busy working. He's just trying to get caught back up with life. So, Mini Muds Kittens. I wonder if they're mud kittens like Kirk had, the tortoise shell fur. Tortoise shell, they called them. I called that one Mud. Yeah, she was a sweetheart. Loved old Mud. Bam Bam, his nose will tell them when it's worth his time. Okay, I think you better help that bull out, show him some stuff. Yeah. In my younger days, I could show that bull a thing or two, but nowadays, no. Actually, he's coming this way. He's coming. He's walking this way. There he is. Right. right there. He's back. He come across the driveway and he's over in the yard now. Let's see here. Jay Davis, howdy, snack pack. There you go. Dash Hound Lover, Sasnak, pure awesomeness. Bus coming together. The one, Stan, you'll be insulating the interior roof for sound buffer. No, it's already insulated, Theon. I didn't tear the inside sheet metal off because it's just a huge lot of work. Okay, grinding all those rivets off and everything, and I'm not planning on going anywhere where it's super cold. If I do, it'll be for a very short time. I'm gonna try to chase 70-degree weather. That's what I'm planning on doing. So no, I'm not doing anything with the inside, the skin and the inner ceiling. There's about a 3-inch gap, and there's insulation in there from the factory. It's already in there. I can take that all out and put spray foam in there. Lots and lots of work. If I was planning on going to Canada in the wintertime, yeah, I'd probably insulate. I'd definitely insulate it better. But it's insulated good enough for what I'm going to do with it, okay? Talk about Canada. Hello, Carolyn Crawford. Hello from Canada, Ontario, Canada. Have a great day. I will. Heather Tooze, you're fast. They're all up here already. Okay. Don't know. Up here already. I don't know what that means, Heather. Gas truck. Hi, Stan. Has just joined. There we go. And Sean Anderson, American Rebel. I can't wait to hear if you're using 12, 24, or 48, 12 volt. It's going to be 12 volt system. Try to keep it simple. It's sort of simple. I know a better 24 or 48 would probably be better. If it was a house or something, yeah, but I want to keep it, I want to try to keep things simple in here. So, all right, that's enough of that. That's all of them, I think. Yep. All right. Haven't seen Lisa on here. I don't know if she's got her electricity back. I haven't talked to her since the other day when we did a video. She was out of power last week, and I think it was Thursday or Friday I called her, and we did a live stream, whatever day that was, Thursday, I think. And I haven't heard anything from her since. I don't know if she's got her power back. They didn't get a real bad hit on the hurricane, but they lost power. So hopefully they'll be back up and running to good. I don't know. We'll see. Shoot. I don't know. Y'all will behave, won't you? I was gonna put that slow mode on and everything. But y'all all behave, right? That's what I'm thinking. All right. I know you guys will behave. There's just some of them idiots get in here, you know. All right. Personal note: I had an uncle, or I have an uncle. It's on my dad's side, and he's my dad's younger brother. And he went in for surgery, cancer surgery the other day, and he had cancer in his lower jaw. Okay. And they had to go in there, and he went into the dentist saying he had a toothache, and the dentist looked at it and said, "No, you ain't got a toothache, you got cancer." Ooh. So they sent him to the other doctor. Yep, you got it. Well, they scheduled him, and he went in. He went down to I think it was KU Med Center. Yeah, I think it was KU Med Center in Lawrence, Kansas. The KU college. And he went down there, I think, and had it worked on a couple days ago. I got a message from my sister yesterday, and they got in there and they scraped it all out. They were thinking they're going to have to remove half of his jaw and all this kind of stuff. I guess they went in under here somehow, got up in there and scraped it all out and got it all out. And he won't have to go through. He won't have to go through chemo. He'll have to go do radiation treatment, I think. But otherwise, they said it wasn't as bad as they were thinking, but still, there goes the bull. He's on the march. There he is. Moo. So anyway, Uncle's gonna come out okay, pretty good, I think, out of the whole thing. So anyway, with that, Come out here the last couple of days, worked on the solar. It took a little longer than I thought, but then I didn't come out on Friday and I didn't come out on Sunday. So I was out here Thursday. I was out here all day Saturday and got everything done on Saturday. And then I came out here yesterday and tinkered around a little bit with stuff. But scratching my head on what to tackle next. What's the next project on the bus? Read a couple more of these. Few more things here. Have I heard from Joe? No, I haven't. Yeah, I sort of. I heard that Joe had a wreck. He rear-ended a Jeep or something out in California. Joe, First Responders Media, and let me find it. Joe. I sent him a message on Sunday, said, I heard you had a boo-boo. And he sent back a few hours later, he said, yeah. So that's it. That's all I've heard from Joe as far as the wreck. I'm sure it's just a boom, crumpled the hood up on his the black. I assume he was driving a black bean. I don't know. You could hear the scanner in the background, so I'm sure he was working, going around, driving around to following the police scanners and stuff like he does. Anyway, I'm sure he's okay. If there was anything more, I probably would have heard about it somewhere or another, but he's probably got enough on his plate. He doesn't need me calling him, hey, what's going on? What's going on? So I'm going to leave him alone, let him take care of his stuff. I'll talk to him somewhere down the line. Let's see what else. Let's see. Trying to figure out where I left off here. I'm scrolling through the things here. I'm gonna miss a few of them, I think. Yeah, let's see. Which way do we go? Which way do I go? There we go. I'm looking, folks. Okay, good morning. Hope you have a great day. Let's see. C. Carey, rest in peace, Loretta Lynn. Saw her first time in '68. The comedian came up first and came out and said she had passed away. The comedian came up first and said she had passed away. She crawled in bed with Hank Snow and froze to death. Him a slap in the, what? I don't get that. Anyway, Nellie from Arizona, Wilmington Fun. Is the bus governed to 55 mile an hour? No, it's geared at 55 mile an hour. I can go faster than that, but the engine, so yeah, it's geared fairly, it's a bus, it's geared fairly low. I plan on driving about 55 in it. I was raised on Loretta Lynn music along with Chet Atkins and a few other greats. Yes, so was I, Dwayne. So was I. I was raised on more Merle Haggard type stuff, Good morning. Stuck in Northern California at the moment. Tommy Trucker, Little Blinky. Oh, Little Blinky, okay. Good morning. Stuck in Northern California. Little Blinky, what the heck are you doing in California? Get out of there. You know better than that. Stay out of that damn state. Amber Dinah Sasnak, good morning from San Diego. Have yourself a blessed day. Thank you. John, nice specs. Hello, Stan. Good to see you live again. Hello, you heard from Joe. Be careful, the bull might want sex ed. No. Yeah, you might need to put the air horn on the bus. We miss hearing your horn. The cooler weather must have the bull feeling frisky. Hello from Virginia. Good to see you again. Any plans for the RTR this year? Yeah, well, they don't really have the RTR anymore, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. Bob Wells was the one in charge of that, and he He doesn't, the last big RTR I think was January of 2019, and it was the really big one. It had, oh hell, we had 5,000, 6,000, 8,000. There's all kinds of different numbers, but a bunch of people were out there. It filled that whole part of the desert up. And the next year he went to get a permit, and the BLM said, nope, you're getting too big. We don't want the impact. We don't want the impact for the on the desert, that many people out there. And besides, after everybody left, there was too much trash left over. The funny thing is, when we were, the smaller group was out there, they were more conscientious, and they took all their trash with them. When it got real big, there was a bunch of other people that came in that really weren't with the spirit of the RTR. They were there, oh, it's a party, it's a big whole bunch of people, it's a party. And they were throwing dirty diapers in the ditches and stuff like that. Just stuff, So the BLM says, no, you can't govern those people any better than that. We just won't have it. Well, they can't say, no, you can't have it. They just put a huge fee out there. Basically, they said, we want a fee is going to be so big that it's going to cover how much the cleanup cost would be. And it was like, I don't know, $30,000 or something crazy like that for a fee for the event, cleanup money in advance kind of thing, And of course, they can't afford $30,000 fee, so they didn't have it that year at the BLM area in Skadden Wash. They went up to Parker at the fairgrounds, and you can't camp there. Okay, it's the fairground, and you can't camp it. You come in during the day, do whatever they're doing, and then you had to leave and go somewhere else and camp for the night. And people didn't really like that, so most of us just went back out to Skadden Wash like we had been doing. It was just an unofficial RTR. Everybody just kind of showed up, and nobody was in charge of it. Therefore, there was no permit needed. Just a bunch of people showed up. It's not an official event, and they haven't had an official event out there since. But people still show up. Every winter, we get together, and Tom gets together and kind of has his unofficial hobo camp. He'll probably do that again this year, I'm sure. He bought a new camper, so I'm sure he'll want to bring it out and show it to everybody. Tom will have his hobo camp, I'm sure. Even if Tom doesn't show up, other people show up, and we'll still have our get together. Whatever you want to call it, we'll still have a bunch of people out there. Now it will be probably about the second, third week of January. All right. Stan, you talked to Joe, and the Black Bean destroyed, had a bad accident. Yeah, I don't know. The Black Bean was already a salvage title. He bought that as a salvage. It was wrecked, and they fixed it up, and he bought it and got a really, really good price on it. He didn't have a lot of money in that car. So if he wrecked it very bad, it totaled it again. But yeah, it looked like he hit pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like a 100-mile-an-hour slamming in and killing everybody, but I'm sure he got a few bruises and airbags deployed and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It didn't look like he was maybe doing 30 mile an hour when he rear-ended that Jeep. That's what I'm guessing. Somebody put a video up, or it was Joe's own video, and somebody sent me a link to it. And, oh, okay. And I looked at it, and ooh, yeah, that's a good little smack. So, but I'm not worried about him. He's tough. Gets bonk stick. I don't know what Dwayne. I don't know what get bonk stick. I don't know what that means. Stan, you decided on what chairs to use. Chairs. Oh yeah, a sofa. We're gonna get a sofa. Send him my best. Okay, Dwayne, got it. I'm sure you're talking about Joe. Race Terry Blue, amen. Enough of that and us chatting and everything. Let's go show you the bus. Well, I still got a signal. All right, or whatever. It's not a signal. I know what it is. So let's walk over here to the bus. Okay. Walk around to the driver's side. Here I got my ladder set up. Let me shorten y'all up so you're easier to handle. Okay. All right. See the rivets? This is the front cap, and there's the first strut, second strut, third strut on down the line. Here's this, there's a cross member right here. And if you look underneath, I've got a bolt coming through the roof. It's a carriage bolt. On the inside, it's smooth. Drill a hole through from the top, drilled through this, and this piece here, this piece that's underneath here is like a U, okay? It comes over, down, over, up, and then over, okay? Has that kind of U shape. And there's sheet metal on top, sheet metal on the bottom. Oop, get a little farther away. So U shape, okay? Sheet metal on top, sheet metal on the bottom. You drill through this sheet metal and you drill through the bottom part of the cross member or strut or whatever, the boom or whatever you want to call that, and then drill all the way through into the interior of the bus. Go inside, you push your carriage bolt up through, and then I put a nut on there. That's a big nut right there, but I got a regular small 3/8 inch nut on it with washer, with sealant, with caulking, not caulking, but butyl tape wrapped around underneath there. Okay, then you just have a stud sticking up. Then I took a big nut, a great big nut that would fit over the top of it. So this stuff would not wobble back and forth. It makes it nice and sturdy, okay? All right, then I put the bracket on, the super strut. This is super strut right here, okay? And you see I've got a bolt in front up here too. But I put the strut on there, and then I put a washer and a nut and a lock nut and everything on the top of it, on the inside, inside the channel here. Okay, down in there's a stud coming up, put a washer and a nut in there. That holds this to the bus, okay? Then I use this bracket. This is part of the super strut, one of their brackets and everything. Buy one of these, put that down in there with a nut, okay? There's a nut on the inside, I'll show you that. Well, you can see it in there, the blue. There's a nut in there, okay? And then bolt that in. Then this sheet metal, I put all these up here and kind of lined them up so they're all in line, as you can see. Got them square and straight as I could. And then I started bolting them down, okay? I only use these on the front and the very back. And I was gonna put them in between all of them like I did with the van, okay? But I saw this. I gotta move the ladder. Crawl back down the ladder, move the ladder forward. And let me show you these nuts real quick. Here's a nylon nut cone, okay? This is one of those nuts, okay? Get up there real quick and show you again how this goes in. All right, this goes in with the washer or the cone up, okay? And if you look at the cone or look at the metal, see how it's kind of a parallelogram? This corner, it's hell doing stuff with one hand. Right here, that's cut off. And on the other side, it's cut off. What that does, it lets it rotate so far, but then this piece here hits that inner wall, and that piece over there hits that inner wall. It can only go so far, it jams in, it won't let it turn, okay? So you can put them in like this, and then twist them, okay? Or you can just put them in from the side from like this. And then just slide them, okay? You just slide them in. Slide them where you want, and there's one underneath there, and that bolt goes through that nut right there, okay? So that's how that nut works. All right. Let me move my ladder. Be right back. Oh, all right. Now instead of putting another 90-degree L here and then a bolt and drilling holes and all that, and putting another one. This panel, these panels, instead of being 3/8 of an inch apart, they'd be about 3 inches apart, okay? So this panel would be way back here. So you'd have enough room to put those 90-degree L's. That's what I did on the van. So each one of these panels are actually drilled and holed and screwed in, okay? This here, I saw this on a Facebook post, and what you do is right there. Can you see that okay? I've got one of those nuts, one of those little blue nuts. One of these sits right in here. And then I have what they call a square washer that comes with in the same section you buy the Super Strut channel. They have these square washers, okay? So I just laid a washer on top of there, put a bolt through it, goes down into one of these nuts that's underneath there, and it just clamps it on, okay? So that's clamped on, the one over there is clamped on, and they're all good and solid, okay? So get all the way back, and then the very last one, I put one of those 90-degree angles on there. That's how I bolted these all up. All right, now, let's go do a drawing. Let's use the table here. All right, let me get a piece of paper. There you go. There's a piece of paper. The back side of that. All right. You get a pencil. All right. Can you see this okay? Let me see here. Angle that down. I'll try to keep this right here. All right. Here's a panel. Here's a panel. Here's a panel. There's 4 panels. All right, that would be 1, 2, 3, and 4 panel. Okay, this panel here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, those panels, each one of them has a wire coming off of them from the center here, where the what do you call it? The MC4 connector, the cables, they come off of here. Okay, all right, each one of these have cables that come off of them, okay? This will be a positive, and that's a negative. Positive, negative. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Each one of these has a cable coming off with a quick disconnect, what they call an MC4 connector, okay? They just clip together. All right. If you hook these all 1, 2, through 2, okay, and then you'd run your positive over to the charger and a negative over to the charger, that's called a parallel. They're all in parallel, okay? So you have 410, you have 410, 410, 410. Each panel has a 410 watts, okay? 410 watts. All right, what you end up doing by doing it this way, you're just continuing it and you're making a 400, 400, 400 at 1640. It'll be 1640 watts coming into this cable and that cable, okay? I didn't want to do that, okay? Because that multiplies your 410 times 4, you got 1610 watts. But it also increases your, I can never keep these two straight. Each panel has 37.5, I think, 37.5 volts, okay? And roughly 13.98, I think. Anyway, 14 amps. When you put them in parallel like this, you multiply one of these by 4. I don't remember which one it is, but let's say it's the volts, okay? So you got 37.5 times 4. You got, let's just say that's 40. That's 160 minus, it would be around 150-ish, close to 150 volts. Well, my charge controller is only good for 150. It's a 150/100, okay? 150 volts and 100 amps, okay? That's what it's capable of servicing, okay? So if I hook them up all in parallel, I'm gonna have right at the limit of my voltage, okay? All right, if I hook these all up just like this, every one of them comes down, okay? And all of them come into, into a connector. I'll put all that stuff away, but they got these connectors, okay, where you have 4 into 1. So you can bring all these down, and then all these pluses, you bring all the pluses to here, and then you have another one over here where all the negatives come to. What you're doing is combining all 4 of these into one cable, all the positives into one and all the negatives into one. What you do there, you keep it at 410 watts, okay? You keep it at 37 amps, all right? Or volts, I mean, okay? But your amperage is times 4. So you got 14 times 4, that's 56. Is that right? Yeah, 56 amps. Now I could have hooked it up that way, all right? But another way to do it, instead of doing either all series and all parallel, okay? This is either all parallel, which gives you 150 volts, or you put them all in series, which means all of them are coming into one cable. These are all joining like a whole bunch of streams, rivers. Each one of these is a river coming into a bigger river, okay? And it really whops your amps up, all right? All right, I didn't do either one of them. Give me another piece of paper here. Can you see? All right, we got one panel, another panel. I got 4 panels up there going into one charge controller, and we got 4 more panels going into another charge controller, okay? So what I've got here is plus, negative, plus, negative, plus, negative, plus, negative. What I've done is I've hooked these 2 in parallel by hooking these 2 together, okay? And I've hooked these 2, let's say 1, 2, 3, and 4. I hooked 1 and 2 together to make a one panel. Basically, by putting that together, you're making this as one panel. Instead of a 410 and a 410, you've got an 820 panel now, okay? And on this one here, you positive and negative comes together, okay? You've turned these 2 panels into an 820 watt panel. And by doing that, you've multiplied, remember that 37.5, okay? And you got 820 volts. 37.5 times 2, 37, 65, is that right? No, 60, 75. I got 75 watts, or volts, 75 volts right here, and 75 volts. This panel, these 2 panels, basically it turned it into one panel, and this turns this into one panel. So now I've got 2 820 watt panels. Then I take the positive lead and the negative leads, okay? The positive leads come together, and there's a Y, okay? That's the MC4 connector. There's an MC4 connector there. That's where they click together into a Y, all right? And then both of the negatives come together into a Y. Clip, clip. Okay, clip them all together. So basically what I've got is, instead of 410 watt panels times 4, instead of four of them times 410 times 4, I've got I'm screwing this up a little bit, but what I'm trying to get at is, instead of multiplying the 37.5 times 4, I'm only multiplying it by 2. And then the amps, the 14 amps times 2, this is 28, all right? The reason you want to do that is because the inline fuses, I need to put an inline fuse in here somewhere. So I talked to Tom, Hobotech, and he was telling me, he says, you want to put the fuse as close to the panel as possible. It's an inline fuse, and I don't think I have any more. I used them all. They're up on top of the bus. But you want to put a fuse as close to the panel as you can. Well, here this comes down. Here's that quick connect. put the fuse right in there. And here's the positive on this array or group, this one, set of panels. That comes in and put a fuse right there. So now I have a fuse up at the panels on the positive leads, okay? So what I have coming into these wires here is 1640 watts, and I've got roughly 75 volts, and I've got 28 amps. So on this 150/100, I'm nowhere close to the limits. You follow me? Does that make sense, everybody? So I'm not even close to pushing this charge controller. All right, that's one set of array. That's the first 4 panels. I do the whole exact same thing on 5, 6, 7, and 8. Exactly the same thing going into another 150/100 charge controller, okay? Okay, so this charge controller is doing all this. This charge controller is doing the other 8 panels, okay? You follow me? All right, and then this lead and this lead goes over to the batteries. These have Bluetooth on them and they can talk to each other. I'll hook them up to where they'll talk back and forth to each other, and between them, they'll decide how much wattage to put into the batteries, okay? Therefore, the batteries will charge up, all right? I hope I totally confused everybody on that, which I'm sure I did. All right, real quick here. Questions. Let me see if I can answer a couple quick questions. Stan, I don't quite understand this. Why? What do you mean? Why? What's going on here? Okay, somebody got it. Who was it? Race Terry Blue, he got it. Mechanic Eric got it. Yeah, and the other thing is, if you got that many amps going through a wire, electricity, if you can remember electricity, and I have a hard time with this myself. I'm trying to dumb this down to where I understand it, and then I'm explaining it to you so maybe you can understand electricity a little bit. So many people get really confused with solar and solar hookups, and I'm one of them. I kind of understand it. When I built the van, it had all in my mind. I understood it. Okay, once I hook it all up, no, that makes sense. 2 years later, I'm going to work on the bus, and I'm like, I don't remember any of this stuff because I don't do it day by day by day. So I had to call Donnie, I had to call Tom, I talked to Eugene. We all kind of talked together and everything, and asked them all different questions, and I think I come up with the right setup. All right. So when electricity is gathered by solar panels, think of it as this roof on this van on the shop. The roof on the shop, it's sitting up there. And when it rains, the raindrops come down and it gathers all the rain, okay, off the roof. It runs off to the edge, hits the gutter. That's the cable, okay. The roof is the solar panels. The raindrops are the sun rays, the electrons in the sun, electrons in the sunlight, okay. So the bigger the panels are, basically the bigger the roof is, the more you can gather. Okay, it's a bigger net, so to say, to gather all this stuff up. When you have all of this roof going into one gutter, that is like a wire that's getting overloaded. It's too much. So what I'm doing with my panels here, I'm putting 2 different systems. So basically half of the roof goes into a gutter and goes that side of the building, and half goes to that side of the building, okay? Therefore, each gutter doesn't have to handle half as much, okay? Each gutter handles half as much. Then after it goes down the downspout, it all goes into the same cistern, okay? Same tank, all right? The tank is the batteries, all right? Now, in between there, with water, it just gravity flows and everything, but with solar, you have to have a charge controller. In other words, a policeman at a stoplight saying come and go, and you stop and you go, directing traffic. So that's what the charge controller does. It directs traffic for the electrons. So it doesn't put too much into the batteries at one time and overheat them, or it doesn't put too much into batteries and maybe overheat a wire, or the wire gets too hot. So it monitors all this stuff, okay, and only lets it flow. It's like a valve, okay, and it lets water flow at a certain rate, okay. All right. when it comes to electricity, think of a pipe, a water pipe, okay? Your wire is a water pipe, okay? Watts are how big the pipe is, okay? The bigger the pipe, the bigger the wattage. Volts is how fast it's flowing through that pipe, okay? That's how fast it's flowing through the pipe. And amps is the pressure on it. So if you have a fire hydrant and you open the valve a certain amount and it's just flowing through the big hose, the big fireman's hose, it's probably about that big around, and it's just going through a leisurely rate, it's not going to kill you, right? It won't hurt you. It's just come pouring out like in a garden hose or something. It just pours out and you wash your hands or whatever, okay? There's no amperage behind it. There's no pressure behind it, okay? There's a lot of water, but there's no pressure behind it, okay? When you start clogging up one end of it and creating pressure, now you don't even have to have that big pipe. You can have a little bitty hose. Think of a car wash, the sprayer at a car wash. You take a sprayer at a car wash and hold it in front of your hand, it'll cut your hand open because there's so much pressure. It will cut so much pressure going into one little area. Okay, that's amperage. In electrical talk, that's amperage. You don't want really, really high amperage. The amperage is what can kill you. Okay, so voltage can kill you too if you just like a drainage canal. You see out in California, and they have a big rain or something, and then the concrete culverts that they have water drained through, somebody will fall into it, and it's not high pressure, but it can drown you, okay? So voltage can kill you too if there's enough of it. Amperage can kill you enough if you've got too much of it. So by splitting the system, I don't have too much amperage and I don't have too much voltage, okay? And it makes it a tamer system. Does that make sense? I don't know if I explained that very well. That's the way I got it in my head. I figure electricity is nothing different than water in a pipe, okay? And you have your different, Eugene keeps calling it current. When he says current, what do you mean current? Well, amperage, okay? So amperage is the current, how fast, how much the pressure is behind that electricity. It's calibration, okay. So let's roll through here and see if any, excellent explanation. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you. That makes sense. Exactly. North Star, we need a big grid. Oh, is North Star here? Did Joe wreck the black bean? Yeah, Joe wrecked the black bean. North Star is here. Yay. All right. North Star, you got your electricity on yet? Very good analogy. All right, like I said, I'm not an electrician. My dad was an electrician, and for some reason, electricity just always flummoxed me. It frustrated me, you know, because I'm a 8-year-old kid helping my dad do electrical work, and I'm not trained or smart enough or whatever to do the wiring part of it, but I can do things like dig ditches, you know. We got to run an underground cable from here out to a barn or something, from the house out to a barn. Guess who dug the ditch? Me. I was digging the ditch out in the mud, okay? We're in a house and we're wiring a house, and you're running the Romax through the, you know, the wires through the 2x4s, and you're drilling all the holes. I drilled all the holes. You know, that's the stuff I was doing. I was doing the dumb work, you know, because I didn't know how to do anything else, you know. And as I got older, one day he said, all right, I'm going to teach you this stuff. Come here, watch. And bless my dad, he's not a teacher. He understands it and he can do it very well. But for him to impart it from him to somebody else, how is it? Glenn Beck always talks about, you know, well, this person, you got to have a heart of a teacher, okay? A heart of a teacher means you have to have patience to explain it and make sure it sinks in, okay? And if it doesn't sink in, figure out what didn't sink in and motivate that information into my dad was like, here's how it's done, blah, 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 now do it. what was that again? You know, and I was just overwhelmed. You know, when he tried to teach me the harder stuff, he didn't teach me. He just showed me one time, do it, and then walked off. And then I'm like, ooh, and I just couldn't quite get it together. Like a three-way switch, it just baffles me for some reason. You know, you got to light up on the roof or on the ceiling of your living room, and you got to switch over here, and you got to switch over here, and each one of them will control that light. How to wire that just baffles me how that's done, you know. And that's a fairly simple thing when it comes to electrical. I don't get it. I understand one switch, I just don't understand the second switch, you know, and it's just, I never did quite understand it, you know. And the other thing, I wasn't with him all the time, day after day after day. I go with him like, you know, one Saturday a month and do this, okay? And then we go off and do something else the next Saturday. I'm digging a ditch or something. And then with the next Saturday, I'm out doing something else. Here it is 4 months later, we're back to doing something similar. And I can't remember, it's 4 months ago. And he taught me one day. I can't remember this shit from 4 months ago. So it frustrated me. And I knew I don't want anything. He had his own family business and he wanted me to take it over. I think that's what he had in mind. And I had no interest in it because it just baffled me. I hated it. So anyway, but then again, I go out there and drive a truck 700-800 miles a day, and that baffles my dad. How do you do that? You know, keep the door shut and keep driving, you know. But, you know, each person has their own abilities and interests and wherewithals. All right. All right, somebody, well, I'll just get them out of there. Remove, there we go. Hide user from channel, there we go. There you go, you're out here, chat, asshole, whatever your name is. Remove. Yeah. Got somebody trying to do some, I haven't had one of them in a while. Yeah, chat SD or whatever it is. Chat 69. Chat 69, you can go to hell. Yeah, I just sent you to hell. All right, there you go. All right, folks. When I finish the bus, what are our plans? Go to Arizona for January, February, and March. And then hopefully around March, April, the company up in Wisconsin will call me and say, hey, we got a run for you if you want to do it. All right, and then go do that. That's kind of my long-term plans, okay? And then, what else? Man, you know, no, I don't, Marine. Marine? Marianne, I don't know my stuff. I know just enough to be dangerous about stuff like this. Anyway, but I have a lot of friends that don't know a lot of stuff about stuff like this, and I call them and we work it out and I get it figured out. All right, now what are the next plans? That's it. I got the solar panels all mounted. The roof is done. Sorry, folks. I'm getting them out of there best I can. That's all right, North Star. Don't worry about it. I got them. Yeah, chat 69. You can go to hell. I deleted. I removed you or hid you from the channel. For some reason, you came back somehow or another. I'm gonna report them too. There we go. There we go. Boop. All right, you're reported too, you son of a bitch. There you go. You would think YouTube would do a better job of keeping assholes like that off the platform. All right, folks. So now what I'm going to do? What's my next? Done a bunch of them today. Yeah. I don't know. And I didn't put it on slow mode or anything like that. I'm sorry. I should have, but Oh, well, anyway. All right, so what's next with the bus? We got the solar panels up on the roof. We've got the windows deleted. I've caulked them all up. I took the windows out yesterday and put more butyl tape down along this seam right here, okay? And so hopefully if any water gets in this crack up here, it'll come down, hit, and run out, okay? It won't run in, okay? On the inside, okay, that's what I've done on the outside. The windows deletes, and I've re-caulked the windows, or re-sealed the windows. Hopefully that'll be enough. It'll be a day when I take it over to, probably take it to Pam's house and spray it with water and see if I have any more leaks. All right, now, I've got plywood. I bought some plywood way back when I took this bus to Pam's house and washed the roof off. I swung by Home Depot and bought a bunch of plywood, stuck it in here. I bought all that plywood with the idea that's going on the walls. Okay, it's going to go on the lower part of the walls. It's going to go up over this insulation, and it's going to go right up to here and stop. All right. Now I'm sitting there thinking, I bought some lights. They'll be in today, I think, that are like these over here. These are magnetically mounted solar lights. I got magnets on the back. And what that'll do, just mounts to the side right there. Now, I don't want that because that's on there too loose, and you hit a bump or something, they'll come off, okay? These will be stored inside. When I get somewhere and I need an extra light, I can put them on somewhere. But I ordered lights similar to that are hardwired. They're not battery and solar powered, okay? And I'm gonna mount one probably right over that window, right up about right there. And another one back over here somewhere, probably about right in here, okay? Up on the top up there. I'll have to drill holes, mount that in, run a wire inside. Have to run wires from that light, and on the other side, I got 4 lights, 1, 2, and then on the other side, 2, 3, 4. They're porch lights, just lights to, when you're camping, you can flip that on and it'll light the area up out there, all right? Now with that, when I bring them in, let's say I'm mounted outside about right here. I bring them in, this sheet metal is in the way. So the only way I can get that off is take these windows back out, take these screws out, pull it out, and get in there, okay? But I'm trying to decide whether to just take these all the way off, and this plywood, instead of coming up to right here, just go all the way up to here, okay? And get rid of this metal altogether and just have plywood come up, okay? That's what I'm kind of thinking. And if the seam, when they put this sheet metal in, it's bowed. So there's tension right here, and it's wanting to straighten back out, right? So right here where the rib is, that's nice and solid, it's not moving. But in the center here, it pushes up. So when you take this off, that bows like this, okay? You know, it bows right in here. And then to take this and put it back in, I think it's going to be very hard because I did it with this panel right here. I got in behind that panel. I took these, before I painted this, I took this panel off, took these screws out, and I got in behind there for some reason. I don't remember why. I think just to look. And when I did, this right here, it's a fold, like, I can't bend my hand enough, but basically it's a little clip right here. It goes up, down like that, and it clips on that. This sheet metal goes in, and it goes in like this, okay? Well, when I pulled this out, that popped out, and I like never got that back in there. Man, it's hard trying to get it working. So if I pull these off, I won't probably be able to get them back on, is what I'm getting at. But then if I take them off and I put plywood up there, I can take them off anytime I want. So, something to think about. Anyway, that would make it a whole lot easier for wiring this wire stuff up, and then any wires I want to bring in for like electrical or whatever, I can run behind there. I'm debating whether to take these off or not. I haven't made up my mind on that yet. But this plywood is meant to go in from the floor up to here. There'll be a piece, and then there's this lip. This is what the seats sat on, okay? This little lip right here. And that's all folded metal, and you can't just take it off. It's part of this sheet metal, okay? And The only way to get it off would be to take a grinder and grind the whole thing off, and that'd be lots and lots of work. So I'm just going to get the 3/4 inch plywood come up to here, and then a 3/4 inch plywood from here up to here, okay? Up to here, all right? Maybe all the way up to here. All right, so with that, I think that's going to be my next project, is putting the walls in, you know, okay? Then once the walls are in, I've got me some flooring. It's a maple, I forget the name of it. Hazelnut maple. Hazelnut maple is the design. And it's all vinyl. I was trying to decide what kind of flooring I was going to put in here. And so many people told me to put vinyl in because it's completely waterproof. You won't ever have to worry. You spill water, like you have a water leak or something like that, it won't ruin the floor. All right, so I decided to go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to have to do with that, let me move this back here. There's the floor. Right here's the rubber mat. I'll peel that up. They're sticky. There's contact cement that's holding that rubber floor down, that rubber mat. All right. As I peel that up, almost all of that rubber cement stays on the plywood. Almost none of it stays on the rubber. Okay. So as I peel that up, the plywood is very, very sticky. So as I put this floor in, I'll just put it right on there, and that glues it to the floor basically. So I'm going to do the whole floor from front to back with this maple flooring. Once that's all done, then I'll get in here with that blue tape and I'll line out where everything's going to be. This is where the closet's going to be. This is where the water tank's going to be. This is where the hallway. This is where the countertop. This is where the kitchen. This is where the sofa will be right in here. Somebody asked about chairs. I had the idea when I first started this, put a chair about right here, and put a chair about right here, and put the TV up on the front, above the windshield. Just mount it right up there. Well, we looked around, and remember I bought that chair, that recliner chair, and it was okay for Pam, but it was nowhere big enough for me. I'd sit in it and recline, and the spring wasn't strong enough, and it would sit back. You know, it couldn't hold. It wouldn't hold my weight. So I still got that chair, put it back in a box. Was going to send it back to Amazon. It was a $399 chair. I went down to UPS to send it back to them. I had to pay the shipping, $300 to ship it back. I'll keep it for that. So I don't know. Well, so instead, we got to thinking, instead of putting the TV on the front, we're going to build kitchen countertop up to about right here. Then it's going to drop down to the countertop about right in here. And we're going to put the TV about right here. And then put a sofa, a divan, you know, whatever. We'll go from the edge of the chair here back to about right here. And I'm going to get a sofa big enough I can stretch out the whole distance. The sofa at home right now is my old sofa from when I had my apartment. And it's not big enough for me to lay down on. I lay down and I can't completely stretch out. 6'1", I can't stretch all the way out. It's like a 5'10" sofa from armrest to armrest. So I have a hard time getting comfortable on it. So I have a hard time getting comfortable on the couch at home. And Pam hates the couch at home. That's why she has her recliner. And she likes her recliner. So another thought was, if she likes her recliner so much, bring it in, put it in, and I'll buy another recliner for me and put it there. The problem with two recliners is you can only sit upright and recline in them, okay? If Pam goes to bed at night and I want to lay down and watch TV, I can actually lay down on the couch, okay? If we have company over, somebody wants to stay the night, Pam and I can go back there to sleep, somebody can sleep on the couch, okay? So, I decided to go with a couch instead of a recliner. And I know they have couches that have recliners built into them. I looked into that too. So some of the problems I have with that is a recliner couch has all the mechanisms and stuff in it. And if you remember, right there, that's the front tire. In front, there's a wheel well on the inside up front. So if I put a regular couch in there, I can actually put the couch in there. We'll look for a couch that has legs on it. You know, you screw the legs on and it raises it up about that high. We'll just unscrew those legs all together. I will actually build a platform that comes up the same height as the wheel well, and put the couch on that platform with no legs and put it right down and bolt it right down to that. And it might be a couple inches higher than normal, but that's the way I can do that. Another thing is, once I get that cabinet built, I can actually put drawers in there and have drawers underneath the couch, okay? Just more storage, you know, don't waste that space. Or that might be a really good place to put the diesel heater. The diesel fire heater might be a really good place to put that. So that's the plans anyway. Back in the back corner, see this window right here? The one on the other side, on the driver's side, that's where the toilet's gonna be. It'll be a composting toilet. We'll go in there. This window right here, it's a 30-inch window. All right, I gotta put a wall right there, all the way across. Be a wall all the way across and then have a door in there big enough to walk through. And that will allow you to go from the front all the way to the back, out the back fire escape hatch in case there's a reason. Otherwise, that door here is the only way in and out. And so if that somehow, let's say I have a small fender bender and it messes up that door and I can't open the door, okay, you can always come in and out of the back. You might have to get a little ladder or something, but still, there's a way you can get in and out. Another thing is if there's a fire or something, somehow there's a fire up here cooking or whatever, I don't know. If you can't get out the front door, you got two means of egress. So, but that back, from here back was going to be all nothing but garage, just storage area for stuff like generators and things like that. Well, I couldn't figure out how to put the bed in right here and then put a shower in right here. And then you get so much where you don't have much room for the kitchen and a living room up front. This is a 33-foot bus. And I think nose to tail, I mean, if you back it right up against the wall and measured out the very bumper to bumper, it's almost 34 feet. But by the time you take the back windows lean in a little bit and the front window, anyway, it's about a 33-foot bus, usable interior space. And it's just, it would have been nice if it was a 38. But if a 38, I probably wouldn't be able to get it in the shop very well. I'd have to back it up right up to the wall, and I wouldn't be able to get in and out of the back door, and I'd barely get the door closed. So this is a good fit for the shop, but for just out living in it, I kind of wish it was a 38-footer, you know. Just that extra 2 feet for the kind of floor plan I want would be so much nicer, but we'll work on it. And the other thing is maybe I'm making the kitchen a little too big. You know, you want a lot of storage in the kitchen. There won't be like a pantry, so you have to store all your food either in an overhead cabinet or down in the drawers, and that's where you're going to store all your dishes and cooking utensils and, you know, your Instapot, stuff like that, you know. So I wanted to have as many drawers as possible on the kitchen. So I don't know. I've ran it through a million different ways on that SketchUp, that Google SketchUp 3D drawing, and I wanted to have the back from here back, nothing but garage area, storage, place to put that's where the solar batteries and the solar charge controller and all that is going to go right on this window right here on the passenger side. That's all going to be on that plywood on the wall, so that's going to take up some space there. The batteries will be all along the floor down in there. That'll take up pretty much all of that area, so I'm going to have to notch out areas for cabinets and storage bins and stuff like that. Now, I do have a couple storage bins underneath. They're not terribly big. They're not watertight, so you don't want to put anything down there that might get wet if you're driving in the rain, stuff like that. So yeah, that would be more like, you know, a place to put a shovel and, you know, just things like that, you know, whatever. Trying trying to think what else. Oh, I've decided on the air conditioner. I'm just going to put a window unit air conditioner. That little bitty window unit I had wasn't big enough, so I'm going to get a bigger. That was a 6,000 BTU. I'm going to get about a 12,000 BTU, and I'm going to put it in that window right there on the driver's side. Okay, this window right here used to be one of those fire exit windows. You know, you pop the thing and the whole window flips open, so you fire escape. Okay, I don't have any of those windows in here. I've got one. There was two, one on this side, one on the other side. One of them's over here on in the pile, and one of them is on the driver's side, right behind the driver's seat. That very first window, and that window swings up, and I'm going to build. You remember at Sonic or A&W root beer, they have the little trays and they clip it on your window. Okay, I'm going to do something like that, but it won't be just on the clip. There'll be a big brace here. Okay, so here's the side of the bus. It'll hook onto the top of the window. You know, when you swing the window out, okay, this will clip on the top, and there'll be a brace down here with some padding so it doesn't scratch the paint. So whenever I want an air conditioner, I can take this little bracket out, hook it onto the window, boom, boom, put a board on top of it, or have it all designed a certain way, and basically make a shelf. So you have the window open, you have a shelf, and you just put the air conditioner on it, blowing inside the RV. The window now becomes an awning above the air conditioner. And then if there's any gap, which there will be, you just use some of that foam. You put foam in there and seal that up. And that'll be an idea is try to go places where you don't need air conditioning. But if there's that one time when you're somewhere and, well, we really like it here, but the weather says, the forecast says it's going to get hot here for about 3 days. It's going to get up to 93, 95 degrees, and then it's going to go right back down to 85. Okay. Well, it'd be nice to have air conditioning on those 3 or 4 days that it gets hot. We're sitting somewhere, grab the air conditioner, stick it up in the window, and use it, plug it in, just like regular 110 outlet, plug it in. I've got more than enough solar to run it during the day. I've got huge batteries that can run it into the evening, not all night, but into the evening. Shut it off when it gets cool, 9, 10 o'clock at night, it starts getting cool. Shut the air conditioner off. Should be nice and cool inside the bus. Just turn a couple fans on and run the fans through the night. And then come next morning, when you wake up, sun starts coming up, maybe let's say 10 o'clock, it starts getting hot. I'm getting good solar again. I'm getting 1,500 watts of solar by then. Turn the air conditioner on. Air conditioner might be pulling 800 watts. I still got the leftover to go into the batteries, you see. So that's kind of where I'm thinking on that. That's why I've got so much solar up there, so I can run things like an air conditioner. I can run lights all night long. When I'm parked out in the boonies, you got to worry about mice. You know, mice crawling up and getting up inside the bus, but also inside the engine compartment, stuff like that, and they get to chewing on wires. So I've got lights. The lights that I'm going to put up here for the porch lights. I've got some smaller lights I'm going to mount up underneath the bus. So at night, I can flip that switch. It'll be like, I think, 8 of them around the bus, different places. And there'll be a white light LED. And LEDs, if you know, they flash real fast. We can't perceive it, but apparently it bugs the hell out of mice. They don't like LED lights. So to them, it's like a strobe light. And they just, they hate it. So they shy away from it. So you turn lights on underneath your bus at night to discourage mice from coming around. They don't like to be in the light. At night, they like the darkness, and you get out in the light, predator can get them. So they don't like the light. So anyway, that's kind of the idea there. All right, so this is a little over an hour long, hour and 15-minute long video. Did I answer everybody's questions? Everybody happy with what is going on here? I thought you were going with a mini. Well, I thought about a mini split, and I can't figure out a way to mount the thing to where it will be comfortable. Okay, the way the floor of the plan is and everything, the mini split, the only place to mount it would be right up above that couch, that sofa, and it'd be blowing. If mini splits, they suck air from the top and they cool it and they blow it downward. And you're sitting on the couch and it'd be blowing right on top of you, And I think you'd freeze out. And you get up and walk over there, and it's hot in the other part of the bus. And I can't figure any place else to mount the thing. Maybe up on front above the windshield, you know, that where I was going to put the TV, maybe mount it up there. But then you got all these huge long lines you got to run and everything, and I don't know. I thought about a mini split. People say they're great. I'm sure they are great. I don't know. It seemed like every mini split I saw used a lot of electricity. People are saying, well, get a mini split that has two inside units, two head units. Yeah, those are $2,000 units, you know. So I don't know. I might be screwing up in this way or whatever, but you also got to remember, how am I going to use this bus? You know, my whole idea of the bus is to go where the weather's nice, travel where the weather's nice. When it's August, I ain't going to be in Texas in 110 degree heat. I'm going to be in Montana up on a mountain somewhere. I'll be up in the UP of Michigan where it's 82 degrees instead of 110. I'm not going to be in Florida in the summertime. We'll be in Florida in the wintertime. We'll be in Yuma, Arizona in the wintertime, you know. You travel where the weather is going to be nice, okay? And I'm more concerned about a heater than I am an air conditioner. I'm definitely going to put a heater in, and then after I get it all registered and the whole 9 yards, I'm going to look into a wood burning stove. But I don't want to put that in until after I get the insurance on it, because a lot of times they won't insure it if you've got a wood stove in there. So, anyway, there's all that. I'm going to scroll back through the comments just real quick and probably be about done with this video. Look at other bottles, not all blowed down. Yeah, I know, Bam Bam. The window unit just seems so much simpler for all the more I plan on using it. Like I said, I'm really planning on going where there's no need for air conditioning. Wherever, hey, it's a little too hot here, where else on the map? Look at the weather and go, hey, we're here in Cedar City, Utah, and it's going to be 95 degrees here tomorrow. Let's head north and go to Idaho. Take off and drive to Idaho in one day. You know, drive up there, and now we're in Idaho, and it's 80 degrees up there, 72 degrees, you know, whatever. Try to travel wherever the weather. The air conditioner will be Mother Nature, and I will go to the air conditioning. Does that make sense? But there's going to be that time when I'm sitting somewhere and there's a event going on, and I want to be there for that event, and man, it's hot outside. I need to put air conditioner in. That's when you get the air conditioner out, stick it in the window, and run AC for that short period of time while you need it. I'm going to have to build screens for the top part of the window up here, right where it's open right here. I have to make a framework and make a bug screen to put in all these windows. The idea is open the windows and let the breeze blow through. Mother Nature's air conditioning, you know. That's what I'm aiming for. Fresh air too. You know, won't use AC in Arizona for a couple months starting in October. Now it's still hot. It's still hot out there in October. You know, it still gets pretty. But a 90 degree in Arizona isn't that bad. It's a very dry heat. Therefore, 90 degrees, as long as you're in the shade, it's actually pretty comfortable, and you're not out exerting yourself. I know there's people in Quartzsite already, you know, hanging out already out there. But yeah, in the future, this year, we'll be here until after Christmas and New Year's and everything. Probably early January, we'll head out to Arizona. But following years, don't know. We might be here till Christmas Day, and on the day after Christmas, we're heading west. I don't know. So we'll see. Check window shops. Some can make screens cheaper. Yeah, okay, there you go, Bam Bam. Yep. Yeah, Sandra, have I talked to you? I already talked about that a little bit ago in the video. No, I haven't talked to him. I sent a message. Heard you had a boo-boo, and he goes, "Yep," and that's all I've heard from him. I know he had an accident, but I don't think it probably messed up the car and everything. But I don't think he's hurt or anything like that. I haven't heard anything about him being hurt or anything like that. So no, I haven't talked to Joe. And like I said earlier in the video, the last thing he needs is me going, "What the hell's you doing? How you doing?" Just, he's got enough on his plate right now. Let him handle it, and then I'll talk to him a week, 2 weeks, whatever. Somewhere down the line, I'll talk to him, and he can give me the whole skinny. All right, thank you. Why is that Chat 69 XYZ? Why do they keep going up? They just have a whole bunch of different. It's Chat 69 XYZ. I'm gonna scroll way back here. There it is. There's some more. Where was I? I just passed them. I deleted them, or I banned them from the channel. Why are they still popping up? So, no, I got my pit bull on them now. Lisa's my pit bull. They're changing the name slightly. Okay, yeah. Chat-69 XYZ Heart Best Adult Dating Site, and they probably take one of the hash marks out or something, and yeah, you don't, Scott, you don't see it because Lisa's already deleted them. I see the deleted. I don't see the message. I see the box and it says deleted by North Star. So, got my pit bull out. She's getting them. So. With that, I don't have it on slow mode, and she's probably working her butt off trying to keep all that stuff off of there. So it's time to shut this one down. So we'll see you in a few days. I don't know. I'm going to put the floor in and put the walls in and everything. And the next time you see me, I'll show you what I've done. Okay? Lisa is on it. I just know you and Joe are salad buddies. Yeah. Joe come over that damn salad shit. Salad is Dallas. Sasnak is Kansas spelled backwards, and he got to looking at Dallas. He spelled Dallas backwards is salad, and he started joking around. It's salad. Oh, shut up, Joe. Yeah, see here it is. Chat 69 period XYZ. So, yeah, there. All right, I'm going to shut it off. So, y'all be good. Take care. And we'll see y'all later, okay? Ciao. Bye-bye.